Hello and welcome back to the No Dig Norfolk Gardener's kitchen. We're into October now and we're slowly harvesting the final vegetables from our greenhouse, including some really lovely chilies and peppers, as you can see here. So today I'm going to try and get ahead with a recipe that I like to make each year, not only for myself and Mr. W, but also as a gift for friends and family at Christmas, which is chili jam. Not the sort of jam that you'd put on your toast in the morning there. Good accompaniment to cheese and biscuits, cold meats, sandwiches, stirred into sauces and gravy for a bit of a chilli kick. It's quite a versatile thing and it looks so festive too. So for this recipe we will need 150 grams of red peppers deseeded and finely chopped, 150 grams of chilies deseeded and finely chopped, plus 2 small green chilies, another probably 30 grams of green chilies, a kilo of jam sugar and 600 mils, a pint of cider vinegar. So first of all, I've washed and dried my jars so they're nice and clean, and I'm now going to pop those into the oven at 100 degrees for the duration of us making the chili jam, for them to sterilise. So to start with, I'm going to be using our jalapeno chilies. Obviously, which chili you choose to use, the heat of the chili will reflect in the heat of the jam, the finished product. I've put some gloves on because I have made the mistake a couple of times before when I've been preparing chilies that I've touched my eyes and it hurts. So we're being all safety conscious today. So literally just take the ends off the chilies, slice them down the middle and take out the seeds. Some people would stir the seeds in, but not me. Having deseeded the chilies, I'm now just chopping them into slightly smaller pieces, ready to go into my little food processor here to finely chop them. Just make the job a little bit easier for the food processor. Ooh. Got an escapee. So just put the lid on and excuse the noise because it is a little bit noisy. We're just going to give it a quick blitz up. Wow, that smell is really strong. I just breathed that in. Gosh. Okay, so tip that into there. Do the same again with the rest of them. And I'm now going to do the same with the red peppers. There we have the blitzed chilies and peppers all together. Some of them are a little bit large, but bits are a bit large, but I think that'll just look lovely. Next step is into a large saucepan or a preserving pan like we've got here. We tip in the kilo of jam sugar. Jam sugar is granulated sugar that has added pectin to it to help with the set. And the 600 ml of cider vinegar. And then I'm going to move that onto the stove, onto a low heat to gently dissolve the sugar. Right, so we're just going to leave that to gently melt or dissolve the sugar into the vinegar. I'll give it a stir a couple of times, but it's good to just let it do its own thing. It's nearly dissolved now. It's been a good 10 minutes, just gently letting that sugar dissolve into the vinegar. Just a gentle stir. It's nicely dissolved now. And so into this mixture we then tip our chilies and peppers. It's a very pungent smell at this moment in time. Look at the colours in that, they're beautiful. So now just give that a nice stir around, mixing it all together. And now I'm going to turn up the heat and bring that to the boil. There it is. Now have a lovely boil going there, and we need to now continue this rolling boil for 10 minutes. And a rolling boil is a boil that can't be stirred down. So when you stir it, it still boils. So boil, rolling boil, 10 minutes, occasional stir. Nearly had its 10 minutes rolling boil. I'm just giving it a gentle stir. I don't want to disturb this sort of scum that's around the edge. I'm just trying to just make sure that the sugar isn't sticking on the bottom, which it isn't, so that's very good. Just another couple of minutes and then we'll be ready to decant it. You can see that it's actually reduced down quite a lot from where it was. Looks really lovely, very vibrant. And so all we need to do now is to get the jars from the oven and start decanting it. There we have the sterilised jars, and just looking at the chilli jam in here, the actual, sometimes you will get some of this scum, the orangey scum that you can see around the edge, will sit on the jam, and I would just simply skim that off with a spoon if it was there. But as it isn't actually in the jam or on the jam, I can get that decanted without having to do that process. I try to use slightly smaller jars for these, for this recipe, because I think they make the nicer little gifts to tuck into little parcels and things, little food hampers maybe. So yeah, I'm going to fill these up using my jam funnel, without hopefully spilling any into anywhere else. So I'll start with some of the smaller ones first, I think. You can see that the jars that have been in the oven are nicely warmed through. What I'm going to do now is, if I can find the right lid, I think it's this one. While it's still hot, twist the lid on. This one I've managed to get a little bit of the jam down the side, so I'm just going to wipe around the edge of that one. So there we are, some lovely festive looking chilli jam. I call it festive looking, and that because I've put in the little flecks of green chilli, which I think the red and the green, I don't know, reminds me of Christmas. So all I need to do now is to leave these to cool and label them. I may, for my Christmas gifts, do some pretty labels and maybe a bit of ribbon or something. But yeah, Mrs. W's chilli jam.